schools, with the exception of those students who petition a sending district or board to attend a different high school and are approved for attendance on a case-by-case basis. So, I guess, can we, and I'm not asking anybody to agree to JCB or anything else, but could I check off that we're all pretty much in agreement that if that were in a policy, it would be acceptable? I mean,
well, I wrote on this and made some changes, but I think, I would like to change a little bit of the wording here and there. And when you put including Hooksett, that's not really in the quote, so you need to put that in, brackets instead of, but I mean, just a little bit, kind of to change the wording just a little bit, but the general idea I agree with. I think what I can do is maybe what we should all do. I don't know if we break it at 8 or what, but I'd like to rewrite, my version, and then maybe other people can talk about other things they want included in their version. I mean, because some people just got this, but and then come back and figure this out. Maybe we can do it tonight. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. So I'm just saying there are some changes just about in every section that I made, very minor changes at times, but that I would like to see in there.
So I saw the quotes. This is not, and I know the including Hooksett isn't, but this is not taken directly from the contract?
It is.
It is.
Except for the including Hooksett. So that should be in a bracket instead of parentheses.
Well, I guess if we, so you're saying you want to change it and not make it just verbatim from the contract?
No, right, but leave including Hooksett if you want, but put a bracket around including Hooksett. And I would have changed the first part to read section 1 of the Hooksett School District Maintenance Agreement with Manchester instead of the way.
Oh, okay, so you don't.
I mean, just minor.
I thought you wanted to change the quote from the contract.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I would just say in the interest of time, because I don't want to keep anybody. I would agree to all the grammatical changes, but other than the financial interest, it's really B that I think would be the big decider here. Because I'm saying provide in writing a reason that it is in the best interest of the student to attend a desired public high school. The definition of best interest for the purpose of this policy being the educational situation that best serves the individual needs of the student. Now, this really is a big change from what we had. This is basically saying, you're writing down as a parent that, why you want to go somewhere, why your student wants, why it's in his best interest. It's not saying a list. It's not saying a hardship. It's not saying it's got to be this and it doesn't have to be that. So, it is significantly different than JCA as it currently stands. So, I think that's the one. If people are not going to be on board with that, then it's really going to change where we're going with this, and maybe we save some time in not discussing the detail, but kind of think about what that needs to be. And I'm willing to I'm willing to adjourn on that if you'd like to, if we can think about this. My idea was to start this process now because the calendar's running out. But I just would hope that people could kind of think about what their views are and bring them back to the table so that in the interest of the public, we can move ahead, at our next meeting and I have brought up the idea that I'd be willing to have extra meetings if need be to deal with this. I think the problem is I didn't know if this is going to be a 1 hour, 10 hour. I mean, it's such a big issue and it's been, around so many times. I just don't want us to get against the wall here and be in August talking about this.
And if I could just say one more thing, I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree with that. Because like in that paragraph that you talked about, I would have put provide to the superintendent in writing, or something. So I mean, little things like that aren't really going to change what we go with, but general little stuff that we could write change.
I'm just wondering too, David, if there's another word that you can use in the policy for best interest, because best interest is in the statute that requires JCA. And I'm wondering if people would get confused if the standard is the same, but there's different criteria. So unique needs of the child, or whatever phrases that you use.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and I've looked up at some other school districts that send to a school out of the district, out of the fiscal thing. And I don't remember those right now, but I mean, I have some of those, and I think we can look at some of the wording there, might help too. Would it be appropriate if I wrote up like my own draft? Could I email that to people at some point so you can see ahead of the meeting, or is that not appropriate?
That's information, yeah.
Email a draft that I
As long
might
as
be
we don't
bringing up.
start commenting about it, that's,
Yeah, nobody can say, nice job, Mike, I like it.
No, but I mean, I could bring it, say, I'm gonna bring this up at the next meeting or something, just so you can see it
Oh, yeah.
at the time if you wanted to.
It was interesting at the,
Just like yours.
no, that's fine, this
it's
is,
minor.
I'm not known for my writing, but the, at the conference that we went to, I got to talk to the chairman of the school board from London there. And we only had a brief conversation as the meeting was breaking up. But I asked him how they felt about it in general. He said they encourage it. So I wanted to talk to him more, but he was leaving. So, I don't think that it's, something that doesn't go on or something that's, we can't do. So, but however this goes, I really feel a responsibility to the public that we make every effort by July to have something to them, whether it's what I want or the exact opposite. I just think, we gotta give them our decision and explain it and make it clear and let them plan. Thank you.
before, obviously, we're going to be talking about this again, but before we adjourn, the meeting wizard, I don't know if everyone got a chance to look at it. There were conflicts. I know I had a conflict, but it's my understanding there were some other conflicts. So with the 22nd,